Welcome everyone to another episode of the Last Call Podcast. I'm Johnny, this is Lee, where we talk about the latest in sports, entertainment, and news, but not always in that order and not always on the same show. So let's dig into this, Lee. What do you think about this arrogant Aaron Rodgers, who has a contract from Pittsburgh, still refusing to sign it, while he goes on all these little darkness retreats and all this other bull junk, instead of just trying to sign a contract, maybe start getting with his teammates, start working out in the offseason a little bit. But nah, he wants to be sitting around when everybody kisses his butt. I don't know, man. I'm just tired, dog. What do you think about this stuff, man?
Man, everything you said is correct. And I think Aaron Rodgers is running from wanting to be coddled. I think he just wants somebody to beg. And right now, he's like, he thinks he has all the levers, and everybody's thinking, nah, man, we got to move on. We can't wait. The draft's coming up. We got to have a decision. We can't make no choices. And he's like, I'm trying to go to the Minnesota Vikings, but they don't want me. And the Pittsburgh Steelers is like, we begging. And Aaron's like, you ain't got no offensive line. You ain't got no wide receivers. You know, you got DK Metcalf and troublesome George Pickens. But I ain't going to be able to throw to him because they like deep balls and I like throwing short routes.
Yeah, I guess he's mad, dog. Maybe the money ain't right, dog. Maybe Pittsburgh gave him a discount, double check contract, but more on the discount side, though.
Yo, it's a discount. It was probably along the $10 million Russell Wilson deal. He probably like, ugh, man.
I don't know, man. I think he just probably wants to follow in the Brett Favre steps. You know, he went to Jets and then he went to Minnesota. I'm gonna do the same thing.
Or maybe he's not trying to do that, even though he should. He literally needs to go to Minnesota, but he probably don't want to be like, I'm doing exactly how Brett Favre doing it, because he's trying to be somebody different. Who knows?
I mean, if you look at it, man, I mean, where would you rather be? I mean, you got the offenses and Kevin O'Connell calling the plays, dog. I mean, he makes every quarterback look good. Remember when he had what? He had Josh. God, what's that dude's name, man?
Kevin O'Connell. You talking about Dobbs? Oh yeah. No, I had him for 5 games too.
Yeah, he was completing the ball over the field like he's some kind of master pro. But I'm telling you, man, it's that Kevin O'Connell on that offense, dog. That man just dials it up. He can stick any quarterback in there. I mean, Sam Darnold went from seeing ghosts to making $100 million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's gonna be still seeing ghosts. I don't know. You can see ghosts being rich at the same time. I don't know.
Well, he saw ghosts the last regular season game and that playoff game. As
soon as he got into the playoffs, he was seeing Jesus. He was like, "Hey, it's too early. It's too soon. It's too soon. I ain't dead yet. Hold on, Jesus. Hold on. Back up."
It should have had him on the side. He probably on the sideline, like calling the Ghostbusters.
Oh man, sheesh. I mean, I was expecting that. I literally was like, if anybody else is on the Vikings, they probably going to the Super Bowl. But he the one quarterback that's going to make them have a one and done playoff run. It don't make no sense how you can be so baller in the regular season and then go to the playoffs and then all of a sudden you like, I'm Sam Darnold. And I ain't talking about the one that went 14-2.
Tell you, dog. I say week 3, week 4, the fans are gonna be sitting there in Seattle talking about back to life, back
to reality.
Because
man,
no, he's going from a team that no longer has Tyler Lockett, no longer has DK Metcalf. I mean, they talk about trading Kenneth Gainwell. The rumors I've been hearing lately. So,
and didn't he have a problem with throwing interceptions before that?
Yeah.
So Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkinson or whoever the tight end was over there. Aaron Jones. The baller team versus Seattle. We wonder why Geno Smith was struggling at the end.
No, your 2 top receivers are both slot guys. You got Cooper Kupp and Smith Jigba. They both play in the slot.
And if Cooper Kupp goes to the outside, he ain't fast enough to burn nobody up. He can release really well. I mean, but at the end of the day, he ain't gonna burn nobody up. Now, they better have a hit draft. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. He can play a little bit out there, but the year he set that record, won the Triple Crown for receptions, the touchdowns, and yards. 80% of the time he lined up was in the slot.
Yeah, and he was running slants and crosses.
Jigba led all slot receivers last year in receiving yards. and then he played 80% out of the slot last year. So you got two guys who had their best years playing in the slot. So how you gonna make that work?
Yeah, I don't.
So I think Sam Darnold gonna be in trouble, man.
I think the Seattle Seahawks gonna be in trouble.
Big time.
First of all, the Rams is gonna be better. I don't know about the Cardinals. I don't know what's going on over there in them streets. The Niners, they might be back to life, back to reality.
They talking about the room right here. They got Ayuk on the block.
I mean, why not? They acting like Brock Purdy gonna be on the Brock. They just don't want to let nobody take him right now.
They tearing it down, dog. They traded Jordan Mason.
Yeah, hey, the Cowboys. I mean, we Cowboys fans over here on these streets. I see you in the background and you over there and on your thing. But we got a couple running backs that we used to have on fantasy that probably ain't gonna do nothing.
They still talking about drafting a running back, but
they better draft. They better draft
Sanders.
old boy, but he might not be available at 11 or whatever they're at.
Miles Sanders must be playing for free. I can't believe somebody gave him a contract. His money may be damn near free. Because I mean, come on, Miles Sanders. He couldn't even be out. He lost his job to Chuba Hubbard, dog.
I mean, OSU running back, man. Chuba Hubbard was a baller.
But they gave him $24 million for 3 years.
The Dallas Cowboys?
No, that's
what. Yeah. You talking about the Panthers?
That was Sanders' original contract. 3 years, $24 million.
Yeah, that's why I thought I had somebody in my fantasy. I said I gotta. He moved on. I still got to start a running back, but then he didn't play.
They weren't expecting Chuba to play like that, dog. And they weren't happy with him or Chuba. Hell, they went out and drafted old boy Brooks.
And Brooks didn't even play all year.
Tore ACL again. Second game back from the first torn ACL.
If the Cowboys can make a move for old boy, who I can't remember his name right now, top running back in the draft.
Ashton Jeanty.
Yeah, Jeanty. Yeah, he's the one.
He ain't gonna get down there. I think he's going to the Raiders, though. I think he'll be a Raiders. So Pete Carroll, Pete Carroll got to get that running back.
No, he has to have him. He has to have him.
So I think that's where he's gonna wind up at. In the second round, they're gonna take a receiver. So I think it's a deeper receiver draft than people give it credit for. I think they're gonna get a quality receiver in the second round. Yeah, let's see. But man, we can't get off of Aaron. We can't get off of A-Rod, dog.
Before we get on A-Rod and we hammer his discount double check ass. What you drinking tonight, Johnny? It's last call.
I got some Tito's and some cranberries. I got my little vodka cranberry.
You stay off that dark liquor, huh? I see you don't want to get angry and violent.
Today I'm there.
Yeah. I got me a little discount Woodford Oak double check or double oak. Let's get on that Aaron Rodgers neck.
Yeah, man. So once again, man, I kind of agree with everything that's going on with this whole Aaron Rodgers thing with some of the players who don't want to vocalize. But I like Cam Heyward, man. He said, man, you know what? You gonna ask me about Aaron Rodgers? I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. So the audience don't know about y'all. If y'all haven't seen that Cam Heyward interview, man, y'all listen to this, man. Tell me what y'all think about this about Cam Heyward.
Let's take a look at it. Let me pull it up.
He just being real, man. He's a real dude.
Look like I lost some signal a little bit. Get that internet working.
They Google Fiber, dog.
I wish. I don't live on that side of town like you.
For a couple days. He says if you come down there with him, he's signing. Are you going to be off the grid for a little bit, go to the darkness and try to get this guy? We need you. You're our best recruiter. I'm about to get into Darius Slay, and it sounds like you recruited him too. So we need you to start recruiting. Get that NIL bag out like you did at Ohio State.
I ain't doing that darkness retreat. I don't need any of that crap. Like, either you want to be a Pittsburgh Steeler or you don't. That's simple. That's the pitch. Like, if you want me to recruit, that's the recruiting pitch. Pittsburgh Steelers, if you want to be part of it, so be it. If you don't, no skin on my back.
Bring your ass. You ain't got nowhere else to go, dog.
That's what I'm saying. Aaron Rodgers wants people to beg. He literally is acting like a diva, which I'm cool with it, but you was too old for that shit.
Pretty soon he'll be like Richard Gere, dog, officer and gentleman. No, I'm not signing that DR. I got nowhere else to go. He'll be crying. Tell Pittsburgh, please.
Exactly.
I'll take that $12.
Give me that $12.
I got nowhere to go, man.
Yeah, that's
trying to play y'all against each other. Now I'm assed out.
That's my biggest problem with Aaron. So listen, doctor's retreat, it don't bother me. His off-field activities, his podcasting, his media, that don't bother me. It's just
hanging out with McAfee all the time.
yeah, that don't bother me. But when it comes to football, are you in or are you out? There's no gray area. It's like in or out. And Brett Favre, he was always in. He was just playing with our emotions about being in and out. Aaron literally don't know. He literally don't know if he's in or out. He's like sipping Mai Tais on in Cabo, and then he's like, do I want to play with Justin Jefferson? Is it a question? Like,
Yeah,
Kevin O'Connell, a good offensive line, great receivers, a great play caller. You just came from this motherfucking bullshit in the New York Jets. And you got the Minnesota Vikings who could have went to the Super Bowl if you would have been there last year.
He's like Tom Brady. Like Tom Brady's like, that guy. That's how everybody sees. He goes, that guy won 14 games with that team.
Yeah, exactly.
That guy.
That's how Russell Wilson feel whenever they said they would rather have Justin Fields. He was like, that guy? You're like, this. I almost used the N-word. Hold on, I got to keep myself together. Because there's no way Justin Fields is better than Russell Wilson on pitch. There's no way they could see that. Like, that's why I'm thinking Aaron Rodgers got to understand, just pick a job, man. If the Vikings asked you and they offered you and you still want to play, it ain't about the money. You rich. You rich and you ain't got no girl. Come on.
Well, Justin Fields, man, that whole thing, that was stupid, man, because they tried to get him for a backup salary. They tried to get him for like 10, 12, $13 million a year. He's like,
no, I'm about to go over here and spoil the Jets party.
We're gonna give you $20 million a year. Come on over here.
Yeah, he's like, I'll take it.
$40 million deal with $30 million guaranteed.
Yep, he gets his same rookie contract. Started over again. 26 million.
Reset.
Yeah. He's like, let me try this over. Let me do the do-over. Let me do this over. Let me follow behind Aaron Rodgers and see if I can win more than 4 games. Hey, he's like, man, Zach Wilson won 7. So I should be able to win more than that.
Pittsburgh right now, man, they like, see, I don't know if you've been hearing lately, dog, all the stories, man, about fans are getting burnt out on Mike Tomlin. They saying they need to go in a different direction and all this other stuff, man. No, it's not Mike Tomlin, no, it's the GM. I mean, come on.
Are you sure?
No, he ain't had a quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger was playing like trash in the final 2 years. They did not make they didn't make no plans to replace him early on in the career. The year they tried to replace him was when the weakest quarterback drafts in football. Yeah, Pinkett, Malik Willis. I mean, come on, dog.
Keep going.
That's when
Keep going.
That's when they decided. That's when they decided to. That's when they decided, let's go ahead and place Big Ben with the weakest quarterback draft ever. When we could have done it the year prior, when there was more quarterbacks out there. I mean, I don't know, man. It's like Mike Tomlin's a miracle worker. The reason why it's a miracle that he hasn't had a losing season since he's been there, because they don't
draft quarterbacks.
And and reason why, like Ryan Clark said, he said, the reason why we won that Super Bowl with Big Ben. He goes, you know why? Because he said Bill Cowher had such a bad season one year that we picked in the top 5. He said Mike Tomlin has never had a bad year, so we don't never pick in the top 5. He goes, so if you're not going to pick, dog, you either got to trade up, you either got to go after the free agency. They were trying to get Matthew Stafford, dog. It was in the Matt Stafford sweepstakes.
Right.
Not offering enough money.
But how you going to go after Matthew Stafford without offering in the bag when he know he don't have no quarterback coach over there that can coach? He don't got no offensive coordinator that can handle the type of quarterback he is. I mean, you can't take that situation. That's why he said, I'm going to be going back to the Rams and I'm going to do my thing over here with Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua and
Kyron Williams. He was a beast. 1,400 yards last year.
Yeah.
1,300 a year before that.
He's going to be the same this year as long as that offensive line get better. I just don't understand why Mike Tomlin, it's got to be partially him. It's got to be a portion of him. It can't just be all the GM. He's just too good of a coach to let them lose.
Now, I say the GM, and I question Mike Tomlin on some of his coordinator coaches over the years.
I can say that.
I mean, you got to bring in those young dudes, innovative young guys, man. Look at all the offense coordinators that they killed them, man. They all young guys, man. Kevin O'Connell came in with McVay over there with the Rams, did this thing. He wasn't a play caller, but he obviously showed that he can call plays.
Yeah.
Then before that, old boy in Cincinnati was offense coordinator with the Rams. He wasn't a play caller either, but what they did over to the Bengals, they got a hell of an offense. You know what I'm saying? They just, I don't know, man. Pittsburgh, Arthur Smith. Yeah, I ain't gonna bring no coach in who got fired and had a whack offense when he was.
No, your offense would have had to been real good, and your head coach would have got fired. Then I would have brought you in. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not bringing. I was thinking Arthur Smith, and then they said Justin Fields might thrive. I'm like, I'd rather see Matt Nagy who had made Mr. Trubisky get to the playoffs.
No, but Justin Fields, that 4-2 start, he did thrive. He was completing. He didn't throw the ball much, but he completed 60% of his passes.
9 field goals, Johnny, in a game.
Dog, but
9.
But look at this. I look at this, dog. They had 9 field goals. Yeah, I understand that. But he can't do it all. I mean, he did it with Pinkett, and who else? Name the other receiver.
Van Jefferson.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah. He laughed.
Ironic.
Yeah. Names you don't even recognize. Yeah, I mean, but my thing is this. I was rooting for Justin Fields. I always have, because I think he's a nice kid. At the end of the day, though, he's way better than Tim Tebow at quarterback, but it's something that he's not getting. Something ain't clicking. And I'm not sure going to the Jets going to help him get any better. That's
the 6 games, 7 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. In those 6 games.
Daniel Jones, that's how Daniel Jones plays. Justin Fields just know how to run better than him. And Justin Fields actually has a quarterback arm. I've seen him make some throws that are professional, big-time throws, but maybe he just can't read the field. I don't think.
And we seen old boy dot up. Old boy out over there in Chicago, man.
Yeah, he dotted up in the end zone, left corner, like 3 times.
But it's how I look at you, like when DJ Moore was talking about,
we don't need Caleb.
Yeah, he was like, first, people don't realize this. DJ Moore had his best year of his NFL career that first year in Chicago with Justin Fields. He had like 1,300 receiving yards.
I mean, I'm not saying he can't throw the ball to the right person, but DJ Moore was running 3-yard slants, and then he was going to the house. So he was like, I could do this on my own. I'll get 1,400 yards by myself. And you ain't going to throw no deep ball. I'll get it done in a dig.
I started just throwing deep balls, though. He just deep balls to him, dog. Come on, man.
I just think he needed to be on the Bears. I mean, the Bears was the right team for him. He just needed a better coach. He needed an offensive coach. He went to a defensive coach. And now he's on another defensive coach, and who knows if that offensive coordinator is going to be good with the Jets. The Jets is crazy for this. They got rid of a coach that probably coaches better than this one. He just needed a better offensive coordinator.
But either he hired the wrong offensive coordinator, or he had no power to hire his offensive coordinator, and it was
like talking about the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you talking about Glenn?
Oh, Glenn. I'm not talking about Glenn now. Yeah, Glenn.
You talking about old boy?
Well, I know Saleh. I mean, I would have bought my quarterback coach over from the 49ers to be my offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would have been like this, Aaron. Hey, listen, I know you want to come over here. This ain't it. You can't come over here and run the show over here, or else we gonna lose. Because obviously you saw what happened. How you gonna get Aaron Rodgers and win less games than with Zach Wilson?
Exactly, man.
I mean, I don't understand. You must have messed up.
You know, my girl, she's all like, Aaron Rodgers, this, Aaron. I said, you don't watch enough football because you be at work on some Sundays. I said, the games you happen to be off, Aaron Rodgers just happened to throw 3 good passes, and you think he's still the man.
He balls in the second half, in the fourth quarter when they're trying to come back. For some reason, he don't start well.
And you know something's wrong when Gary Wilson said, if y'all bring him back.
It's got to be personality. It ain't where he's putting the ball.
I want to be traded. That's what Gary Wilson told the ownership.
I think he has a problem with personality. And I think that's the reason why Mike Tomlin them ain't begging Aaron Rodgers to come over there like they think. Or Minnesota.
He's got a contract. They offered him a contract.
Yeah, no.
Nobody knows the numbers.
When I'm saying begging, I'm talking about they ain't saying 30 million, 25 million, 30 million. They ain't saying that.
But nobody knows. It hasn't been disclosed.
They probably saying $8 million for
it.
1 year, like Russell Wilson. That's why he feel disrespected. He putting his guns away. No, I'm double check out, man. I'm out of here.
He wants to be a Viking so bad, dog. I really think, dog. Y'all comment below. Y'all agree with this take here. I think he's really gonna sit out the start of the season and wait to see what happens in Minnesota. That's what I'm thinking.
I think Minnesota is not trying to offer him the amount of money he wants. His agent probably calling over there, offering him, saying, hey, this is what we're looking for. And they like, we roll with the rookie. I mean, with the second year rookie, That's what they're saying. They're like, we're not going to let you come over here for $30 million when we might have something in this young buck.
You saw the preseason games. J.J. McCarthy was looking good.
Yeah, but I mean.
He was the starter, dog.
Kenny Pickett looked good in the preseason, too. Said Kenny Pickett looked good in the preseason. And usually with that motherfucker, he can't get right. Some reason he just can't get right.
Yeah, he had Cleveland Brown now. They traded for him.
I mean, here's the plus side of that. Geno Smith, rebirth. Baker Mayfield, rebirth. Sam Darnold, rebirth. And what's all the common denominators? Offensive coach. So now he got a great, I think he's a great coach over there in Cleveland. He got Joe Flacco, James. He got him to the playoffs. Come on, dog. Without the quarterback, you got Joe Flacco throwing 5 interceptions in the game and still winning somehow. He just kept throwing the ball, kept slinging the rock.
Not that Colts. Not that year with the Colts. He had that game where he got.
He had that.
They went back.
His feet was sunk in cement. He couldn't move at all. He couldn't move around
go back
at all.
To Richardson and see what we got.
Hey, but my thing is this though. Let's talk about Richardson.
He on the bubble now. They signed Daniel Jones.
What you signed Daniel Jones for?
Because he gonna probably go in there and win that job.
If Daniel Jones. So first of all, let me just start over. Anthony Richardson showed up in that team and was already starting. So, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
but you get Daniel Jones show up over there and take his job. If I was Anthony Richardson, no offense, I'm jumping off a bridge.
Didn't he beat out Flacco, dog?
I'm running into a dump truck.
And then once Flacco started losing, they said, "Well, we might as well go back to Richardson because we're eliminated from the playoffs. So we need to see what we got in this dude."
I mean, they got a lot of potential. Like they just need to give him a chance. Give him, stick with him. Give him help at the quarterback coach position because he obviously needs a better quarterback coach to teach him how to read the defense. And Joe Flacco should have been there helping him read the defense a little bit better because Joe Flacco can read a defense like his motherfucking ass depends on it.
These selfish dudes, man. He wants to play.
Yeah, he probably does.
That.
He rather play over top of him. Yeah, he rather get in there. I know what it is. Flacco feels like he's still in that Ravens Super Bowl era.
So man, I think Pittsburgh, man, they go into the season with Mason Rudolph. I think this probably will be Mike Tomlin last year there, though.
So
8-8. I mean, 9-8 ain't gonna get it done no more.
So this is my biggest complaint about that. If they go into the season where Mason Rudolph and they lose games, they don't have a winning season for the first year, and they finally get a better draft pick so they can get a good quarterback, and they fire him. I mean, I know you ain't supposed to lose games in the NFL, but that should be your plan. It shouldn't be, or let's keep winning, let's keep getting the playoffs and never get a good draft pick if we need a quarterback.
I agree with Ryan Clark, dog. Ryan Clark said he hopes that Mike Tomlin leaves, so that people, so they can see how good of a coach he is, working with what the front office keeps giving them year after year after year. He said, I want to see it.
I really want to know how much control he has.
I know. Pittsburgh never been a team that gave control to their coaches, though.
Yeah, he just has a little say, not a lot of say.
Right, it's very little say.
So that's where I'm at with the Giants. Think about it like this: they got Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, right? They paying them backup money, but the thing is, if they draft Shedeur, let's say they draft Shedeur, don't you still start Russell? Most people are saying if you don't start Shedeur, you're going to lose your job. You know what I'm saying? Dayball is going to lose his job.
Winston definitely ain't starting. But he could definitely. Shador could.
If there's anybody that
Shador
can help
could-
Jameis Winston now, this Brian Dable. He helped Josh Allen calm down and stop throwing interceptions.
Winston throws a good ass deep ball.
Jameis is trying to catch Brett Favre's interception record. He's trying to do something in the NFL. That's what he's doing right now. He's trying to get a record. It's going to be for the most interceptions in the shortest amount of time.
Deshaun Watson went out, dog. Jameis stepped in there. He made Jerry Jeudy look like the Denver made a mistake.
Well,
Because
he can throw the ball. He's a good quarterback. He just loses games.
He just ain't win. He can throw the ball. He can throw it. Man, he can look. Man, he made Cedric Tillman look like a stud for like 2 weeks.
If you watch Jameis drop back and rip that ball out of his hands, he can throw with the best of them. He just can't win a game for the team.
He ghosts in critical times, though. He's seeing them ghosts too.
Yeah, he gets to the point where he throw an interception that's going to the house, and it's going to lose you the game every time. He was bad for that. Just like Will Levis be playing good all game, winning. I'm thinking, how the hell is he winning? And then all of a sudden, he like, don't worry, guys, I got you. Interception. Pick 6. Yeah, we lost. Bye.
Did he throw like 2 pick sixes in the same one game when they were up by?
They was winning. He gave the game back. It's like, stop throwing the ball.
But see, that's another situation over there too, dog. Where I think once again, I mean, they did fire Ray Carthon, the GM, because they only had Calvin Ridley, dog, and
then they have Hopkins too. No, they got rid of him. Yeah,
they got rid of him. They had that old boy from God. They had Tyler Boyd, and they had a washed up Tyler Boyd and
who was the rookie name? What was the rookie's name again? Or that second year dude? I keep saying Drake. Kenyon Drake. What's his name?
Kenyon Westbrook.
Westbrook and Kenyon, and he already changed the team.
Yeah, yeah, he's on another team now, and they were like, "That's stupid. Why didn't you?" He was the second leading receiver on the team last year.
That's why Vrabel was like, I need Stephon Diggs. There's no way I can coach a team.
No, but Vrabel has control.
Number one wide receiver, I mean.
They gave Vrabel, you know, the guy GM, Vrabel has personnel decision making.
And you see what decisions he's been making. It's been looking good. Oh, yeah. I mean, the Patriots mess around and beat the Dolphins, and obviously they're going to beat the Jets. As long as somebody get in there and help Drake May out.
Yeah, that's why Vrabel didn't like being in Tennessee. He had no decision making. He's like, when they traded AJ Brown on the draft day, he was so pissed. He got
rid of my best player. And now you're trying to get rid of Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry's a free agent. AJ Brown.
He's like, I'm stepping down. I'm stepping down.
Because they went and signed Calvin Ridley for the same amount of money that AJ Brown was asking for.
It don't make no sense. And Calvin Ridley was coming off a suspension that he created on his own. Like, you was already set out for almost a half a year, and then you had to get set out for a year because of your stupid ass intentions on gambling.
Sometimes these owners want to meddle around too much, dog. It's like, come on, dog. The coach Frank Reich wanted C.J. Stroud. The owner wanted Bryce Young. You know what I'm saying? We'll go back to Brian Flores. Brian Flores said, "I want Justin Herbert."
Oh my God.
The GM said, "No, we like Tua." I said, "No, Herbert's a better quarterback." Tua got picked, and right after Tua, Herbert got picked. But see, these coaches don't know what they're doing.
Brian Flores got fired.
What if Pierce saved the rating? I know Pierce. I mean, one and done. That's kind of sucks. It wasn't his fault, though. Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. Brian Flores told the team they need to trade up and take Michael. Told them to trade up and take Michael Penix. He said, "We got to trade up and take Michael Penix. We need to go up and take Michael Penix." Didn't do it. Penix fell. Got picked 2 picks for them. Because the GM's thinking, they're not going to take no quarterback. They just signed Kirk Cousins. A GM who obviously you don't know what he's doing because Kirk Cousins is coming off a torn Achilles. He's 35 or what the heck it is. Come on, they gonna go into the season with that? They traded Desmond Ridder in the offseason.
So if you trade Desmond Ridder, guaranteed them to lose whenever he actually got benched anyways. It didn't make no sense.
If you're gonna trade Desmond Ridder before the draft and you got Kirk Cousins, don't you think they're gonna draft a quarterback and they trade away Desmond Ridder to the Arizona Cardinals?
Well, I didn't think Desmond Ridder was a quarterback anyways. I thought he was backup or maybe even a third string
Wait,
quarterback.
they took him in the third round, of course, but he had a chance to start. He started the year before they got Cousins.
Yeah, but you
He
know
started that
who
year.
who won the games that year besides him? Mariota, not him. It was Marcus, who they should have kept as a backup, but Philly, I think Philly or somebody got him.
No, Commander. He
No,
just
the
signed. He
Commanders,
signed
yeah.
to be. He signed a 2-year deal to stay with Commander. Dog. So they like him as a backup. I mean, I don't know, dog. I just think Mike Tomlin. I think Brian Clark is right. Mike Tomlin should just leave and then let them really see what's going on.
I think after this draft, Mike Tomlin should dip out of there if he don't get no quarterback. I mean, it don't make no sense.
The only thing I see now is Shador sliding all the way down there. It's a possibility.
What position are they in the draft?
If the Giants don't take him, like if Tennessee takes Cam Ward, then Shador got a shot of going in the top 10 because you got the Giants and you got Cleveland right there. Now, if Tennessee goes with the defensive player, like people saying they might go with the dude from Penn State, then it's a possibility he can slip all the way down to Pittsburgh if Pittsburgh don't do anything. Pittsburgh gonna get a quarterback. They got Pittsburgh. They got Pittsburgh taking boy Jackson Dart if the quarterbacks are all gone. They got to take Jackson Dart. So they must like Dart.
At 21, I can understand. But Shador Sanders, let's just see.
If Tennessee don't take him, Cam Ward's gonna go to Cleveland. And with the Giants, they may possibly not take a quarterback. I mean, people say they could and have 3 quarterbacks and have Shador waiting in the wings, but if you already committed to Russell Wilson this year, get you another receiver. Get you Terrio McMillan, or you know what I'm saying.
So
with him and neighbors on the field, dog, with Wandell in the slot.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Russell Wilson is gonna have a good little day over there with all that. They got a better offensive line than Pittsburgh had. They got a better running back. Well, I think, in my opinion, and then they have they got a good wide receiver crew, better than Pittsburgh did. But my thing is this: if the Giants pass,
well, you can say it's pretty straight now, though.
Now, but before, you know what I'm saying, last year, he didn't have nobody out there to throw to other than George Pickens. That's why they lost him 5 games and George was out for like 3 of them. It was like he had nobody to throw to. As soon as he came back in, touchdown, deep ball. Touchdown, deep ball. But if New York doesn't, if let's say Shador obviously doesn't go to Cleveland, right? Let's say Cleveland takes the pass rusher or they take Travis and he doesn't go to New York. Vegas is taking him all day. There ain't no way they gonna get past Vegas. Or you think they're gonna just stick with? You think they're gonna stick with James Winston? I mean, not James Winston, but what's his name, Geno Smith, just because they got him.
They about to get. I know they working on a contract. I don't think signed one yet. They working on an extension for him right now.
So here's my thing. This is my
thought. $40 million a year.
Mahomes sat behind a quarterback. I mean, he's the greatest of all time at this moment.
Sat behind Alex Smith for a year.
For a year. It was for a year.
And they still made the playoffs with Alex Smith.
Yeah. So Geno Smith can go over there, let him learn the game. Because there's no way. I mean, if that's the case, then the Jets, he's just going to fall in the Jets' hands.
But see, I really think they have to do Geno, dog, because the Raiders' biggest weakness right now, dog, they running game. Jameer White didn't do nothing.
Well, what you think? He didn't give it 3 snaps whenever Josh Jacobs was there.
Now, their best running back was on the practice squad as he started. Sincere McCormick.
But say
and then he got hurt in the year. I really think, he 35 years old, played his best year. Trying to be Frank Gore, retired 42 and shit.
He's just trying to keep getting yards. Sir, I don't care if you get 12,000 yards, you ain't going to get in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So I really think they're going to take Gentry, though. I really think the Raiders will take Gentry.
And if they take Gentry, that means it ain't going to be available. I mean, I think so, too. I don't think he's going to be available, but I'm trying to see where Shador going to slide to. He can't. There ain't no way he can slide all the way down. Because the Jags, they don't know if they would like Trevor Lawrence, even though they paid him. The Jets don't have a quarterback.
Look at this scenario. What if they take Tennessee the first pick, take the defensive player, and State? I think they trade back into the first round if Shador gets past like 15, 16, they trade back into the first round and grab him before Pittsburgh does.
Tennessee. Yeah, but the New Orleans Saints ain't gonna pass up. They ain't gonna pass Shadur if he's there at 9. He ain't. Ain't no way.
Well, that's another rumor too. But then they gave Derek Carr all that damn money to restructure his deal and give him more money.
I think secretly and down deep, they restructured it to where they can get out of it if they get something that they want. Because what everybody's been messing up on is giving these quarterbacks money that they can't get out of. Like Dak Prescott, he screwed to get out of the Cowboys because all he had to do is get rid of the no trade clause, Johnny, and then he would be able to get up out of there.
But here's the
still get
even
paid.
they trade him down, there's still a cap hit because
That's what I'm
you
saying.
get penalized. You get penalized for giving players all that money and getting rid of them before a certain point because he's still gonna carry some dead money. You need to trade him.
Even if but that's what I'm saying. They can't even think about trading for 2 years.
But see, it's once again Jerry Jones need bad contracts. You know what I'm saying?
It was a bad one.
By restructuring his deal to free up that $36 million to sign other players and turn it into a signing bonus. You know what the cap hit is in 2026 for Dak? Like $90 million.
Next year. Oh my god. That's why they can't. That's why they like. But the thing is, Russell Wilson's cap hit was heavy.
Well, in 2026, his base salary is gonna be almost $90 million. 2026 because of the restructuring of his deal.
That boy got my birthday.
They want
you need to give me some of that money.
$36 million they freed up. It's still owed to him. They just kicked it down the road.
Dang. Hey, imagine a world where he slides to 11 and the San Francisco 49ers, they don't pick up Brock Purdy. Right now, Brock Purdy asking for $60 million because he been further than Dak Prescott in his first 3 years.
Brock Purdy.
He asked for too much.
Let him go. Let him leave Shanahan, the Shanahan offense. See what he goes. See how he fares out there. Ask all these other Shanahan people who left.
If he went to the Pittsburgh Steelers, he would fall apart. He would look so average, man. They don't have enough talent over there.
The only quarterback that still looked good. Well, he wasn't in the Shanahan. He was part of the Harbaugh regime. Alex Smith. He left with the Kansas City, and I think he was a better player in Kansas City than he was in San Francisco.
Because I think Andy Reid is a better coach.
You would forget that Alex Smith was the number 1 overall pick when he came out of.
He's a better player. I mean, he's a better coach too.
He was Urban Meyer got the Florida job because he was Urban Meyer's quarterback at Utah.
Yeah, well, a lot of people said he's brilliant. A lot of people said he's like real smart, real quarterback savvy person. So, but he also had Andy Reid, so you got to keep that in mind. Andy Reid will make anybody look good. He had Nick. Well, not even Nick Foles. He didn't get Nick Foles. My bad.
Nick Foles in the Eagles. You won the Super Bowl. Nick Foles was the quarterback of the Eagles. I mean, not Super Bowl.
Not his quarterback.
He got Nick. He brought Nick Foles
before
in.
he left.
Super Bowl with the next coach.
Yeah,
with Doug Peterson.
He had Nick Foles with Michael Vick. Yeah,
and then he had Kevin Cole even looked good. Kevin Cole, but they even look good. When he left the Eagles, he didn't look good no more.
Nope. Yeah, I mean, I'm in that camp, but I'm just wondering I'm just wondering if Aaron Rodgers ain't getting some phone calls from the 49ers. I'm just wondering why they slow playing Brock Purdy like that. Do they got that many other options?
Because they don't want to pay him that kind of money, though. I wouldn't either.
You talking about Aaron or Brock?
Brock. I wouldn't pay him that money either. To me, sometimes somebody got to put an end to this next man up crap.
Oh, you got that right. You're on the right path right now. That next man up with the quarterback, you got to put an end to it.
Yeah, you can't just say, "Oh, I'm the next guy up. Give me my $55 million. Give me my $60 million. I'm the next guy up."
Brock's agent is saying, "I'm next man up." Don't start that with me. Brock's agent's like, "Please don't start that with me. Please start that with somebody else."
How much leverage does Brock Purdy have? Where's he gonna go?
The only leverage that Brock Purdy has is his record. That's it. And they paid Jalen Hurts. They paid Jalen Hurts early over there with the Eagles.
No, that's why you gotta pay him early. That's the only way you save money, dog. Think about it. Cowboys could have signed Michael Parsons before the season even started. The season we started last year for about $30 million.
Yep.
They wanted to wait.
Not no more.
They waited for Matt Crosby. Oh, now we gotta get. Oh, damn, we waited two. Oh, damn, Myles Garrett. Oh, damn. So now they gotta pay Michael Parsons like in excess of $40 million per year, over $40 million.
Yeah, that happened with CD.
And CD man, dog. They could have signed CD Lamb back when AJ Brown got his contract.
32 max.
They could have signed CD Lamb for $25 million, $28, $27, $25, $28 million though. But they waited till Justin Jefferson got signed. They waited till AJ Brown got his new extension. They just they just keep on doing stupid stuff, dog.
So
they've always been.
Let's talk about the Cowboys at 12. Offensive line to get the new center or wide receiver in the first round.
Couldn't they take the quarterback out of North Carolina, dog? Run back out of North Carolina.
I was about to say quarterback out of North Carolina. You tripping, dog?
What's his name? Marion Hampton?
He over there in Washington, ain't he?
What's his name? Marion Hampton or something like that?
Yeah.
I think he goes to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Or I think they take
they gotta fill DeMarcus Lawrence's role beside Michael Parsons.
I've been seeing that in the mocks.
They gotta do something because you got Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams. I feel like that's okay.
It's so cheap, dog.
It's just cheap.
It's so cheap. Dog, why didn't you? I bring back Rico Dowdle with Javonte Williams.
I'll be begging Tony Pollard to come back. Shit.
The man had 1,000 yards last year, dog. He only signed for $6 million per year with
Carolina. What you was? I don't know, man. They just need a little bit more offensive weapons so that they don't need as much defense. Because you remember back in the day when Tony Romo was running the show, their defense was nothing compared to the way it is right now. Imagine the same Tony Romo run offense with the defense they got right now. They wouldn't have lost no games because the defense, Tony Romo would dunk all the way down the field so that they weak defense come in. They won't have to play that hard. They can play hard real fast and real quick.
When Romo played, dog, they led the NFL in time of possession.
Yeah. Dak throws too many quick touchdowns and his defense be out there. They be got. And Michael Parsons and them can't stop the run because the team knows they got plenty of time. But if the Cowboys would run the time, they would be, they wouldn't be running the ball so much. They'd be passing the ball and Michael Parsons would be more involved in the game.
I remember some of them Cowboy games with Tony Romo back in the day, dog. They get the opening drive and they go down there and score. They took up 8-9 minutes of the first quarter. You know what I'm saying, dog? I was like, hey, that's crazy. The team got the ball for the first time and the quarter about to end.
I love Dak.
Before they get to midfield.
I love Dak, but I wish they would have put Tony Romo in the game whenever we had a bye. We had a first round bye, and Dak, they just couldn't get past. Who was it? Green Bay? Somebody? I'm like, man, they needed Tony Romo. Yeah, Dak's rookie season. We had a first round bye for the first time in a long time. And they should have just played Tony Romo. It wasn't the right thing to do. The right thing to do is let Dak stay in the game and keep playing. But if you just put Tony Romo in the game, everything is different, man. Everything is different.
I don't know what it is, man. It's like when Dak get in the playoffs, dog, he's like
shell shock. This was his
amnesia. His amnesia.
But this last year, I think it was his worst game. So he was really bad, but he was doing everything he could to get him back in the game. It wasn't like the 49ers game. The 49ers game, they were losing. They were barely losing. It was 12-16 or something like that. He just couldn't score at the very end to win that game. This one, he was like, if the defense would just stop somebody, we mess around and get this one. I got 32 points on the board, and I can't even get y'all to stop nobody. No matter what. I mean, it was like the defense just didn't show up. So I don't blame him for that loss all the way, not 100%.
Dak had a terrible game, though, in that Green Bay game. He threw those
in the beginning.
The defense still gave 47 points.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to let the brand new baby Green Bay Packers come in there and lay a molly whopping on your neck. I was like, I thought it was about to be an easy route to the NFC Championship game.
We all know, even though the Cowboys had those 13 win game season 3 years in a row. No matter, they always got gashed by the running backs. Every game they played.
Remember the first one was the Rams. That's when they went to the Super Bowl. They came in there with old heavy set, whatever, Anderson. He went and ran 158 yards on them boys.
He was sitting on the couch, dog.
Yeah.
Twinkies and ding dongs.
Came out there and blew the Cowboys out. And the next one, it was who was the running back? Mitchell. Was it Mitchell for the 49ers? Who was it? Him and somebody else and Debo going crazy. And then Jordan Love and what's his name went off. Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones was messing them up. Hey, but real quick before we end, let's get back on Aaron Rodgers before we get on this tangent. Let's get this closed up, this chapter.
All right. I'm gonna go on a limb here and say Aaron Rodgers will not be on a team when the season kicks off.
Well, at least when training camp opens up. Say the same thing. And I think it's his own fault. It ain't got nothing to do with these teams that want him. He must be wanting money, like some money that he don't need.
I really think it's money, though. I really think he's holding out, hoping that J.J. McCarthy has a setback or he's not ready to start the season off, and they say, all right, you need to sign Aaron Rodgers to start the season off.
Let me just ask you a question. Why would he do that? Why would he do that? Why not get in shape and train with your teammates? Because let's tell you this, Aaron Rodgers is the one person, he's probably the worst quarterback when it comes to practicing with his teammates. So
he didn't even show up, do none of the mini camps. He didn't do none of the workout.
You think you're going to get on the same page with the best receiver in the world right now if you don't practice with him or even show up to training camps? That's why I said in Green Bay, he couldn't do it because he didn't want to go out there and help them young boys out. All they want to do is say, man, throw me some balls. Let's get some timing down. He's like, I ain't never going to show up. Y'all, I don't believe in y'all. I think y'all suck. Y'all are rookies. I hate y'all. Remember Romeo Dobbs dropping the ball? I'm sick of this dude. I can't stand him. I can't take it. These motherfuckers suck. And then Jordan Love go over there and ball out with the same dudes that's because he probably practiced with him in the summer. He probably went out there. They had training camp together. That's probably what Garrett Wilson was saying. He's probably like, all this is fluff. Aaron really never probably showed up. He probably never practiced with him. He probably never tried to stay after the game, after practice with him to hook him up with some timing to make sure we on the same page. And then whenever Devontae Adams came over there, he ignored Garrett Wilson. He ignored him. He's like, that's why Garrett Wilson's like, please trade me. I'm getting ignored, and I'm probably better than Devontae Adams, at this point in my career.
But let's go ahead and wrap this up, guys. So please like, subscribe, comment below anything that you heard that piqued your curiosity and you want to comment about it. Please leave those comments down below. We read every comment and we will respond. So once again, this is Johnny, and that's my boy Lee. This is the Last Call podcast. Once again, we talk about sports, entertainment, and news, but not always in that order.
And not always at the same time. Peace.
Here.